Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome you guys to the Stephanie Stevens Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me here today. As you guys know, I am on my journey to hopefully having my own talk show. And I just want to say thank you guys so much, all of you that have reached out to tell your stories. I'm more than grateful. And keep them coming, keep them coming. Today on my show, I have Miss Catalina Davenport. She's an entrepreneur, a 33-year-old entrepreneur in the LGBT pronoun community. And she is from West Palm Beach, Florida, I think, but she can clear that up for us if not. Now, the reason I asked her on the show today is because I felt she was young and had an inspiring story to tell. And I like the fact that she was on the hustle to make her dreams come true. So I just want to say welcome to the show today, Miss Catalina Davenport. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Kataleya Davenport.
How are you, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do this and come on my show today. I know you have a busy schedule, moving into your new place, going to school, and all of you. I mean, you got a lot on the go, and you're trying to start your own business. I mean, and transition at the same time. That means that, girl, you got a full schedule. You
That's
are,
very
girl, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm really inspired by people that just try to just do their thing. Now, where are you actually? Well, let me just ask this first. How do you identify, just so our audience is clear?
I identify as a transgender person. Until my surgeries, I'll identify as a trans girl.
Okay. Now, where are you actually from?
I'm located in West Palm Beach, Florida, born and raised. Family from here, grandma and dad are from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Alabama.
Well, congrats on the new place.
Oh, thank you.
That makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. It gives you more comfort and confidence than temporarily staying somewhere until you get there, because then you get discouraged, like you're never gonna find anything. And then once you finally find your place, or once you're finally blessed to get a place, it's so much stress and depression that's just released, and you just feel free to be you again. So I'm happy to have it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I saw that you're going to school. What are you majoring in?
I am majoring in cosmetology. I was gonna go just to be a full face specialist, but in the future I may want to dwell into hair or nails or something like that. So I just chose to do the full thing. I previously went to school for massage therapy, and I got an AS in accounting.
Okay. Now, that's a great start to your career. Now, I want to just go back to the beginning. Brothers and sisters?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters from my mom, and just 1 sister from my dad.
Okay. Now, when you decided back in the days, what you felt different when you were married biologically to a woman, to a biological woman?
I would say before I started transgender, I always knew I was going to be a girl. I just knew it was not just like something mentally wrong with me saying like, oh, you're just thinking the wrong thing or you're feeling the wrong way. It was just it's just an I know type of situation. Like the age of 3, I was playing with dolls and walking around in my mother's heels, told her that I was going to be a girl. So it's like there's plenty of things that led up to that. And then as I got older, I had a dad who was not very accepting of the lifestyle. So every little thing that I would do, like I used to be in a choir, I used to sing soprano, so I had a very light voice. And he would always say, stop singing because you sound like a girl. And then as I got older, I was like, well, if this is what girls do, then what do boys do? So I started playing sports. And then going into sports, I just didn't feel comfortable with sports. Although I was good at them, I was like, I'd rather dance and do splits and cheerlead and all that stuff than run across the football field. Meeting my ex-wife was probably like the best thing that happened in my life, because it opened me up to see and spread my love to someone else other than my family. And she pretty much gave me the oversight of just being myself. Like when I first started doing drag, it was her idea, because she was like, I want you to do drag so that you can make more money on show, because I was already making a lot of money on show, but I would never win against the drag queens.
Okay.
I was a male entertainer.
Okay.
And,
now, where did the two of you meet? You and your wife, your ex-wife.
I was previously dancing from the age of 16 all the way up until I was like 24 with the dance organization here in West Palm Beach, called FBI Kids and Dream Team Dance. Is ran by my friend / daddy / blood cousin, Tariq Love Dupree, who do pageants as well. And her kids, she joined her kids in the dance group in the middle of me I was just about to turn 22. And her kids were like those type of kids, like they're very competitive, like they need to get it, they need to practice, they want to get it. And they always came to me and they asked me, like, can I come over and help them perfect the routines? Can they come over to my place? Did I help them perfect the routines? And I was like, yeah, as long as it's cool with your mom. And I didn't know that she had a secret crush on me the whole time. So she asked them to get me to come over and practice with them. And then I went out of town to do a pageant. And my best friend and I rode up together. I got stuck because they ended up leaving and left with someone who they met down there and left me in Orlando. So she ended up getting me back. And then from that day forward, after she got me back, I mean, that same night we went to the movies, she asked me would I date someone like her. I was like, well, I have never dated anyone like you, so I wouldn't know. So from that day forward, it was just dates and hanging out and talking and get to know each other, movies at home, just pretty much just regular relationships, spending time with each other, getting to know each other, see what ticks each other off. And then a year or two later, we were married.
Okay. Now, I want to just ask just a couple of things about, because I want to connect it all so it actually makes sense to our audience. Now, before that, were you attracted to women?
I was attracted to whoever was attracted to me.
Okay.
So
now,
I didn't have that emotion like normal people have where, oh, I don't like guys, I like girls, or I don't like girls, I like guys. It was more of, oh my God, he's so cute. I wonder if he would be attracted to me. Or, oh my gosh, she's so fine. I wonder if she likes me. It was more of that feeling because I was trying to still figure myself out.
Okay.
Growing up in the household that I grew up in with my dad. So it was like trying to figure myself out. Like if I date him, my dad is going to beat me up. If I date her, then he'll be happy. So I was still trying to figure myself out.
So when you were, let's just say, let's go back to the school. When you were in school, did the boys pick on you? Did they think, or were you androgynous looking, or, you know?
I have always, I mean, I was skinnier, of course, but I have always looked the same. I have always been feminine. I wouldn't say I ever got picked on because in 6th grade, well, 5th grade, I got bullied just because I wouldn't fight back. And when I got to 6th grade, the same person, I ended up, you know, just getting fed up and just beating them up. And after that, no one ever bothered me or picked on me except in middle school. So it was like, after that, I never really got picked on. I never got talked about or anything. I mean, there's times where, which is normal, where a lot of people, when they get mad at you, they be like, oh, gay self, or blah, blah, this. And they start calling you out your name. And then you get upset and be like, I'm not gay. And then you want to fight. And then I want to fight. And then we both want to fight. And then it was just a normal kid thing growing up. But high school, I got picked on. I started getting picked on in 11th grade because I started like actually feeling my actual self. I just didn't care anymore what people thought. So I was actually just feeling my actual self. And there was one guy who told me, he's like, gay boys always get beat up. And I was like, and so do straight boys, and so do straight girls, and so do gay girls. And I was one of those people, like, if you had something to say to me, I had a rebuttal to come right back at you.
Okay.
And I was like I was the nerdy kid in school. So it was like everything you said to me, I had something quick to come back with you. If you couldn't hang and you got upset, then that's your business. Like, it ain't my fault. And I ended up getting stripped naked, completely naked after soccer practice in the boys' locker room and thrown out in the hallway.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
so you had some experience. Had you ever been with a guy before sexually?
Not then, no.
Okay. So you've never been with a woman, a biological woman, or a male at that point, when 11th grade?
I had girlfriends. I had one girl. I would say I had one girlfriend that was 9th grade, but we didn't do anything. It was just more of kissing. There were plenty of girls who were interested in me. I just was not interested in anyone. I was morally the student that would go to school. I would do my homework, get out of school. If someone likes me, I'd be like, oh, they like me, and then I'll leave and go home and go to sleep. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm finna go home, we finna bang, I'm finna get into this stuff, and I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm finna throw stuff. I was one of those kids, like, I'm not really into a relationship right now, but maybe in the future. And once I got to 11th grade and 12th grade, that was when I was more of like, oh, I want a relationship.
Okay. Now, when you said that you and your girlfriend back when you were in 9th grade, you guys were kissing, did you I mean, this is a little bit more of a personal question I'm going to ask. You don't have to answer it, but I just think that to tie it all in, I just want to understand it. When you two were kissing, were you aroused at any point?
No.
Oh, okay. Now,
I would say that because there was, oh, sorry. Someone just called, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was more of, there was a guy in band, because I was in band in 9th grade. So there was a guy who, I played trombone, he played trombone, and I could tell he liked me. I found him attractive, but I didn't make any subtle movements. So it was like when I kissed my ex-girlfriend, or when I kissed my girlfriend, it was more of, oh, why am I kissing her? Like,
oh, okay.
It was more of, oh, it's not that bad, but why am I kissing her? And then it was like, that was it. That was just that feeling. It was just like, why am I kissing her? And then after that year was up, I went to a different school, and me and her were texting for like 2 weeks, and I just was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Now, I understand. Now, when you met your future wife, was she in the same school as you?
No, my ex-wife is actually older than me. I was 22 at the time, so she had to be about 36 or 37.
Oh my God, a much older lady.
Well, I've always dated older people growing up, so it was more of, she was the first person I ever dated that was older than me. And after that, it's just been the same. I've never dated anyone younger than me, except the current relationship I'm in now. But no, she was already out of school. She actually went to school with my cousin.
Oh, okay.
So it was more of, everybody was calling her cougar. I'm too young for her. I'm like, love does not have an age unless you're under the age of 18, okay?
So now, when you said that she asked you, would you date someone like her? Now, what was the first date like? I mean, did you really take it seriously that you could actually go through with this date? And what was the date like?
The date was just like, well, for me, this is just me and how I was feeling at the moment. The date was pretty much like a normal hangout. Like, she picked me up from the Greyhound station. I dropped my bags off at home. We went to the movies. Had popcorn, had candy, and sat there when the movie was over. She dropped me off at home. I gave her a kiss, and the next day it was a repeat.
Okay, so now you're focused on what, why did you decide to get married if you knew that you were different, or had you not really made a decision about you wanted to become a female?
No, I had already made a decision when I was in elementary school that I was going to be a girl. But I was growing up with a father who wasn't okay with that. So I was trying to make everybody happy in the house. So I didn't want the confusion of my dad coming up to me all the time saying, are you dating a girl? Are you dating a guy? What are you dating? Are you going to have kids? What are you going to do? Like, I didn't want to go through all that. So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to find somebody who likes me, who I can actually love, or in the future get married to and have kids with, so that my daddy can get out of my ears, and then I can start living for myself. But when I turned 21, I had already started living for myself. I started finding myself little by little. I started dancing like I always wanted to do. I started traveling like I wanted to do. I started doing like little arts and crafts things like stoning and beading, and that's when I started doing makeup and stuff. And it was just like little things that I was trying to find inside myself that I wanted to bring out to reality, so that when it came off and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be a girl. If you don't like it, mom, if you don't like it, dad, if you don't like it, just leave. So when I met her and I already had in my head that I was going to be a girl, I had already told her before we even got in a relationship, hey, I have never been with a girl. I have been with a girl, but I have never had sex with a girl. And I have really never really been with any guys. So I'm not bisexual, I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I don't know what I am. I just know that I told my mom I was going to be a girl when I was little, and I still feel that way. And she was like, well, as long as you don't cheat on me, I'm perfectly fine with that. So she understood where I was going. So when we did get to the point of divorce, it was like a mutual agreement. She was like more of, actually, I take that back. It was more of, someone told her I cheated on her, and she believed it because she has anxiety and depression. So every little thing that someone tells her blows up. And she believed it. And at the time I was like working 2 jobs and I was never at the house. So she didn't know what to think. And which I don't fault her for that, because I wouldn't know what to think either. You're working 2 jobs. I don't know when are you cheating or when you're not cheating. So I never cheated on her, but people started like throwing it out there, and she started believing it. And then I was like, do you want to get divorced? And she was like, I think that's the best thing for us. And I was like, well, I don't want to leave the relationship with all the drama and us leaving on bad terms. I still want to be like close to you, because I actually I pretty much was taking care of the kids while she was at work. So from them being 5, 6, and 10, I'm sorry, 5, 7, and 10, not 5, 7, and 10, I'm over exaggerating. By them being in 5th grade, 6th, and 7th grade at the time, I pretty much was there, like taking care of them while she was at work, making sure they cleaned the house. I pretty much grew up with them because their dad passed away when they were young. So it was like, I just didn't want to lose the attachment of them, because they saw me as their father at the time, and I saw them as my kids. So it was like, whatever y'all need, just call me. But when we got divorced, it was more of, you're not taking my kids away from me. You're not doing this, and you're not. It was all of that, because I was their guardian, and I was to the point where I was like, these are my kids. This is my house. If you're gonna divorce me, we're gonna have like a mutual agreement or something, because I still need to be in contact with those kids.
Now, I just want to go back to, what was the wedding like? What was the wedding like and the family like when they first came to the wedding? And let's say they had perceived notions of who you were as a male and as a potential husband of their relative or brother, sister, cousin, What was the wedding like?
Well, we had decided that we were just going to get married without our family. And I was, it's not really a long story, but I'm going to tell why. When I first started dating her, her family wanted her to just stop talking to me because I was too young. And even though I was working and I was bringing in money, and she wasn't working, but she had Social Security and benefits from her ex-husband for the kids and herself. So I was working 2 jobs, and it doesn't matter whether I was working or not. They just didn't want her with me because they were like, oh, he's too young for you. Maybe you should just find somebody your age, or this is not going to work out. Y'all going to be broken up within a week. It was just like a lot of stuff. So every event that I went to that was her family, she would get mad because I would want to sit in the car, or I would not want to go at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, why? And I was like, so I'm going to sit around because she's Jamaican, so I'm not going to sit around all these Jamaicans and watch them talk about me and listen to how they, and see how they look at me and listen to how they feel about me. And I'm not supposed to say nothing. I was like, yeah, I'd rather I said, I'll go for you. But after about maybe 20 minutes, I'm going to leave and go to my mom's house.
Okay.
Because it was vice versa too. Like, my family was like, oh, she's too old for you. Oh my God, what you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're not dating her, so why does it matter to you? Like, and so her the same thing.
So did the family ever think, I know you said they didn't like the fact that she was older and you were younger, but did the gender thing ever come into play?
No, because what me and my wife discussed or whatever we did was our business, so we didn't really tell anybody. It wasn't no one else's business to know. Long as she was okay with it, long as I was okay with it, long as everybody in the household was fine, we just didn't care what other people thought, so we just didn't bring it up. But I didn't act. I would say I put on an act, because I did, of being very masculine when I went around her family or whenever we went to the movies or in public and stuff like that. And then whenever I got ready to perform and get dressed up, I turned into my natural self.
Okay.
And I know that at one point in our relationship, it did get uncomfortable for her because she didn't know whether I was going to turn into a girl right then and there, or I was just going to give up and just divorce her right there and just say goodbye. And I told her, I was like, I had already told you what was going to happen. You said you were fine with it. So I'm not going to divorce you if I'm going to turn into a girl. If I'm going to turn into a girl, I'm going to turn into a girl. Like, it's one thing because if I come home in drag and you want to have sex with me in drag, it's the same as me being a girl.
Mm-hmm. Now that you said that, let me I want you, now, were you able to actually perform the marital duty of what a relationship would be normally between what they think of as normal between a couple? So you were able to have sex normally and be aroused by this older woman that you say you loved.
Yeah, because at that point I had built this whole emotion for her because I wanted to be with her. Mm-hmm. And I knew she wanted to be with me, and I know she accepted me for who I was. So I didn't have to hide anything. So it was more of once that happened, I was like, oh, you don't care if I'm gonna be a girl in the future? Oh, okay, well, I'll date you. Like, it was just
okay. So, now, what do you say to other, I'm not going to say gay men, I'm just going to say the LGBT two-spirited pronoun community, because they keep correcting me about these pronouns and all this stuff, so I'm trying to get it right.
LGBTQIA.
What do you say to people young men and women that are growing up and coming out of school that just might not feel that they're the correct gender, but yet they're still attracted to the opposite sex?
Now, it's funny you asked that question because someone just asked me this at Drag Story Time in March. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna really say the same thing I said to them. I'm gonna say the same thing, but it's gonna be in different words because at that time when she asked me, I had to really think about myself in order to answer the question, and I just answered it without thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So now that I can actually, feel, I would tell them, if it's what you like, it's not what someone else likes. So if you feel a certain way towards a certain person or a certain sex, it's not them that's going to be living that life. It's you. So you have to be confident and encourage yourself for what you want to be, because I'm going to be honest, it's not going to be an easy ride. Mm-hmm. But just know that when you're going down that ride and you have someone who is going to be there with you, just know that you have to uphold yourself, because if you don't, it's going to just look like you're just trying to confuse yourself even more by just branching out to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to do that, because then it's going to confuse you, it's going to confuse the public, and they're going to start asking questions like, okay, so are you into this, are you into that? Because I've dealt with a lot of straight men and bisexual men. Like
Mm-hmm.
my boyfriend now, when I first met him, he was completely straight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say if someone likes you or they find you attractive, you have to find their actual motives. Because some people will find you attractive just to get what they want. And that's 99% out of the time is not what you need.
Okay.
So just be confident, just embrace yourself, embrace whatever you're attracted to, because the only person that's going to live it is you. And whatever you go through, you're going to go through it with yourself, but you are going to have a support team around you to go through it with. But majority of the time, it's going to be you that's going through all of this. So you have to be confident, and you have to have some type of self-motivation and encouragement, because that's going to drag you a long way in this lifestyle. This lifestyle is a lot.
Great advice. Now, let's talk about the kids for just 1 minute, and then I'll move on. Were the kids really did they see, sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone, children see things a lot differently than what your partner would see it.
Very
Now,
true.
what was the real relationship like between you and the kids?
It was just like a regular daddy-children relationship. We didn't tell them that I was going to be a girl in the future, so it didn't bother them whether I did drag or not, because they're like, oh, he's dating my mom, he's straight. That's how they took it. They didn't take it as, oh my God, my stepdad is gay, so
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, my mom is still dating him. They just knew that me and their mom were dating, and that I was performing in drag to make money.
Okay.
So
now,
my stepkids used to backup dance for me.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's great. Oh my God. That is support.
Yeah, and their mom used to come and support us in the crowd. So it was like a family thing. It was like a family affair thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, nothing was out of the norm. Everything that we did was out of the box. It wasn't nothing that sat in the house that made them just say, oh my God, my stepdad is gay. They already knew I did makeup, and they already knew that I was, because of their mom, that I was performing. And then when I started doing drag, it was because her youngest son and they got together while I was at work and was like, you should do drag so we can win this competition. And that's when I started doing drag. And now to this day, people's like, what started you doing drag? And I'm like, honestly, if I have to say, it was my ex-wife and my stepchild.
Okay. Now, for us, part of the LGBT two-spirited pronoun community, now, what do you think, because this has become a hot topic on trending in our community, this drag queen, I am not no drag queen, I am a female impersonator. Then they try to tie, well, if you're gay and you're a drag queen, but no, you're a showgirl. It seems to be there's an issue between the drag community is who identifies as what. Because most of the time, society in itself thinks when you say a drag queen, you think of a man just in women's clothes looking kind of roughed up and rude.
Yep.
And then when most girls who have either some augmentation or not think of themselves as female impersonators and showgirls, that put them in a different light.
Right.
Now, what do you think when you today, because of RuPaul's Drag Race, they call them drag queens, but yet they don't look at them as though they were part of the culture that maybe we thought of as, what do you think about that?
So going into that, because a lot of the time, drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, I personally see them only as TV personalities.
Okay.
Which a lot of people just look at them as drag queens from our neighborhood. Oh my God, you saw her at US of A. But for me, I just see them as TV personalities. For me, I think it's just another job. Because like when you come locally to a bar and you see drag queens, you see a drag show, you're gonna see transsexual women performing. You're gonna see drag queens. You're gonna see lady boys. You're gonna see whatever you see when you get on the stage. Mm-hmm. And being that people have like switched these names to be whatever they want to be, like for me, I look at as if you're gonna be a female impersonator, at least you're gonna be like, when I look on stage and I see Janet Jackson, you better look like Janet Jackson. Okay. Like if you're gonna be a female impersonator and you say you finna perform Sierra, I need to see Sierra on stage. Or like stuff like that. But drag queens is pretty much the overall name for anyone who performs, because that's what drag is. Drag is you put on costumes, you put on makeup, you put on your lashes, and you get your behind on stage and you need to entertain the whole crowd. That's what drag is.
You said it perfectly. We don't need to go any further. Hold on a minute. You said it perfectly. Let me just turn this down so we won't be interrupted with it. Now, let's just say that you now have decided that you wanted to become the woman that you are. What was the first step you took to do that?
I had to have a conversation with myself to make sure that I was ready for it at the time that I decided that I wanted to start. And then I had to, but before I had the conversation with myself, I had to just keep throwing ideas out, like, where do I start with the HRT? How do I get this? How do I get that? What insurance is going to cover this? And once I did like my research on where I wanted to go with everything, I decided, you know what? Because here in Fort Lauderdale, they have a place called SunServe. So I was like, you know what? We got TransSocial, we got SunServe. I'm just going to call them and see if I can make an appointment to do some therapy, like hormone replacement therapy, and see what they think. And I was like, in my head, I had already had in my head, like, oh, they're going to think I'm a girl anyway, so I'm going to, get this out the way. And when I got there, I made the appointment. She was asking me the questions. Are you suicidal? Have you ever thought about killing yourself? Do you do this? Have you ever dressed like a girl? Or this is just what you do? And I'm like, oh no, I've been dressing like this since forever. Like, this is just me. And I was like, I never thought about killing myself. Even when I got my ass whooped plenty of times and I beat some asses too, I was like, I just never felt like a boy.
You just felt that you were a girl.
Yeah. And like, even today, like when I get in like fights and stuff and guys want to fight me, I'd be like, if you won't hit your mama, you shouldn't hit me. But if you want to fight, just know that I was born a boy.
Okay.
So it's like, okay. So it's just warning them, like, I might be a little strong if you decide you want to whoop my behind, but you just know that if you do beat my behind, it's gonna be a battle to get there. Like you're gonna have to get me down in order to beat me up. So
I want to touch on something now that I like the fact that you reached out to an organization that had different programs, whether it was for mental illness, suicide, the mere fact of helping you become the woman that you wanted to become. It's great that we have these actual programs now today, because back in the day, a lot of the girls didn't have these opportunities and these programs. Now, and another thing I'm glad is that even though, we're from the South, I'm from Orlando. So I grew up in Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And the illegal silicone was something that was around me all the time. But at the time, I wasn't the woman I am today. So this is why I probably didn't do the illegal silicone and end up like a lot of girls have today.
Yeah.
And what I'm glad the most about is that you, as a young person, was around that and you didn't take that route. You actually went to organization that could actually help you. And that is a great thing. So now that you tested out the drag career, you tested it out. Is that for you?
I think more of, and I'll just be honest, when I first started performing, I just was doing it for entertainment and the money. Because I
Mhm.
knew that whenever I brought to the stage, it was going to hype the crowd up and I was going to get paid and I was going to go home happy because I entertained everybody and I got paid. After a year or two, it became more of, oh my God, this is like, I can be so creative with this. And then so I started doing different stuff. And once I found out I can do anything, I was like, what?
Oh.
So now, so now it's like a passion. So I love doing drag. It is for me. I believe so. Because every time I get on stage and I see people say, "Oh my God, it's Kataleya performing. Oh my God, I love the way she performed." It warms me up and it hypes me up. So when I do get on stage, I'm feeding off the energy I got when I walked through the door. And I'm more of a pageant girl, though.
Well, I watched a couple of your live videos which you were performing, and you have a natural talent as an entertainer, and that'll all hone it. You'll hone your craft as you go along. We're never perfect at the beginning, but
Yeah.
that I saw something in you that says entertainer, but I also saw a balance, a balance in you of getting it together, being who you are, doing what you need to do to figure out who you are and what you enjoy. And the fact that you took steps towards your transitioning where a lot of people didn't. I find that courage is an amazing thing. And now the fact that you got your own place, you took another step, amazing. Then you took another step to get educated, to do something that you love, passion in the world of cosmetology. I take my hat off to you. A
Thank you.
lot of people are not that strong. And the good thing about this is you learned early on and you're taking steps to make positive moves for you. And this is something that will help educate and inspire others that are just as young as you and some older people that might not quite have it together just yet, but your story can help inspire them. So I take my hat off to you. I take my wig off to you. you know, you're a great inspiration. Keep up the fight. So what are you doing now as far as how long before you graduate?
Okay, so everyone knows I've been a makeup artist for like the past 9.5, maybe 10 years. So I decided to get into cosmetology so that I don't have to deal with the jealousy of other cosmetologists. Because I don't call myself a cosmetologist. I'm just a makeup artist. I don't like doing hair. I don't like anything dealing with hair. I don't like nails. So I just took them off. I just took them off today because I'm PRing for a nail company. So I just took them off because I'm like, I hate nails. So I'm just doing press-ons. But I just wanted to just be a makeup artist. I just wanted to show my creativity and bring out the beauty and uplift other women and possibly other drag queens or people who like playing in makeup also. So it was more of, I just wanted to be a makeup artist. But then I got a complaint from a cosmetologist who don't even live here, who was upset because I got booked for a wedding that they were supposed to do. And the person asked me, can I bring a hairstylist with me? And I told them yes. I brought my friend with me. We did the wedding and it was beautiful. And then they called the board of licensing to tell them that I didn't have a license for cosmetology. And I was doing cosmetology. And I'm like, I'm not doing cosmetology. I was like, I'm going to do makeup. And I was like, you don't have to have a license to do makeup. I mean, you have to have a license if you're going to work into a salon or something. But I'm just freelancing. And I like the majority of the time, I don't even charge. I just tell them, you know, if you tip me, that's the best. That whatever you tip me, I'll accept. But I do charge for travel. I'm not going to travel using my own money all the way to New York.
Kataleya, we know that business, and mainly the beauty business, is a
Yeah.
competitive
It's
world.
very competitive. Yeah.
Everything is focused on selling things to women.
Yep.
We're huge consumers. So other women who might not have the opportunity or just might not look the way you look and be from a different gender. Sometimes it's not really about the fact that you got the job. It's more about the fact that you were born a different gender and you look the way you look
Yeah.
can be an issue.
But see, that was the thing. That I thought it was a girl,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a male from the LGBT community,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I thought the LGBT community was supposed to be like uplifting each other, not trying to divide it. I was like, why are you even attacking like the one thing? Like, I can do makeup because I sell Mary Kay, so I have to do makeup through Mary Kay anyway. I have to do skincare, facials, and everything through Mary Kay anyway, so I don't need a license to do that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why are you even attacking my home and my personal area just to get your point across? And then you look like a fool because now I called them before I even started school and they said, oh no, you don't need a license to be a makeup artist. Now, if you want to work in a salon, then they started explaining. And I was like, I don't want to work in a salon. I like it better with me meeting my guests, not them coming to meet me. I like to meet them because I like the energy. I want them to feel my energy. I don't want them to come in the salon and I be put on this fake professional attitude. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the kataleya. I don't want to do all that because that's exactly what people do. And I don't like to be a different person. I have always been the same person forever, so I would never change my personality just to work into a place and have a license to work in a salon and give a fake attitude because the person that owns the place want me to be this person. You know?
You know,
So,
sometimes, Catalea, our own community can be our worst enemies.
yes, they can.
And you just sometimes, it took me a long time to understand that in the Toronto community, LGBT, two-spirited community. It took me a long time to separate myself from that. And once I did, I thrived. Of course, I still participate in the community and I do things, but I started separating myself, not just from the drama, I just separated myself from people that didn't mean well by me.
I did the
And,
same thing.
and when you step away from that, you see the big picture. And so it's hard. It's hard because you're young and you're eager and you want to be a part, you want to help and you want to do the shows and stuff. But sometimes you just have to be careful with people's intentions, mainly when you start getting attention and looking the way you do, because you know the way you look, people gravitate towards beauty. And the fact that you're in the beauty business and you look this way, people that like beautiful things are attracted to beautiful people.
I
So you
agree.
have to understand that.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you have to be strong, mainly being young, being in is social media is a good thing and a bad thing. And you have to find a balance.
That's true.
And
And that's the reason
sometimes
why I decided to do makeup live because I'm like, I don't tell my personal business to the whole world anyway. So I'm like, I can go live and perform and do makeup. And that's the reason, that's one of the reasons why I do go live. But if I had like a problem or if it was something like insecurity or something, I won't post it. And people be like, why you look upset? Oh, I didn't look upset. I'm just tired. And I'll try to make up like this whole big excuse so they don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm just tired. I had a long day today. Like, you don't have to know all of that because whatever I am going through, I will make sure that I'm going to get through it. But I have to be in the right mind frame to get through it. I don't need someone, I don't know, asking, are you okay? Because when you ask, is it okay? That's what makes it bring out, and then everybody knows it. So
okay.
I try to like suffocate it as much as I can. And then when I get off live, I'm like,
Well, the good thing of all of this is that you're getting an education, something that will help you down the line. That's an amazing thing. And something that you love and you have passion for that can make others feel beautiful and look beautiful. And sometimes in life, that's enough for us.
yeah.
That's sometimes we're just here to serve others.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, you say you're in a relationship now. How's that going?
We had a rough patch our first year
You
in
don't
a
have to get all into it. Just
No, I'm not.
okay.
But now we're doing really, really good. Um,
Good.
ever since um, ever since January, and we had ever since January, February, us going through the patch with us moving out of our previous apartment and into with my sister temporarily. We started getting like distraught and started like arguing more. But now that we're in our own place, everything is like completely different. We're both comfortable. We're both feeling very stable now. We're feeling like we can just be ourselves in our own place, in our own space. So now
Wonderful.
everything is really, really great now.
Wonderful. You know, sometimes it takes, I said that to you earlier.
Yep.
Sometimes having your own space will give you a peace of mind and
Yep.
put things back in balance. But remember this here as just a little advice from me. I live alone, so I don't have to worry about nothing. My name's on the title to my place.
Yep.
Make sure that at the end of the day, no matter what kind of relationship you're in charge of the roof that's over your head. You
Oh
understand
no,
what I mean?
I've always put everything in my name because I can't deal with certain things. So,
There
and
you go. I
I'm a
mean,
loner, and I can't live with people. So it's like living with him was like oh for me, and I had to get used to him because I was like, my stuff belongs here, and why are you putting your stuff here? You need to clean this up. I don't know why this still sitting out. Like I was becoming like the naggy little bee,
mhm.
and I had to realize like, oh my god, I'm supposed to be getting to know this person to figure out if I like them or not, and they're not supposed to be living with me right now. So
Mhm. But you know, sometimes it's okay to have a relationship and they
yeah,
grow. But at the end of the day, just make sure that it's your name
yep,
on the lease or the mortgage. So just in case things just don't go the way the two of you want, you're not back where you were before.
yep, and
Remember that.
I
Now,
agree.
we're going to move on to something and we're going to close up here shortly. Your story was amazing. You're an
Thank you.
inspiration and you're beautiful. You're going in, you're taking the right steps in life to make things happen for you. Now that I've reached out to you, you reach out to others to help them. Now,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, you're doing a great thing. Congratulations on your new place. Congratulations on you and your boyfriend trying to make your relationship work. Congratulations on you understanding who you are now and becoming the woman you are and who you want to be.
Yeah,
And congratulations on getting an education to better your future. Girl, you doing it. And I'm not just saying it. Trust me, we've all been in the rough times and the rough patches. But
yes,
now
yeah.
that somebody gave you an opportunity, you give others an opportunity. So just be sweet, be kind, and keep looking straight ahead. Don't look back there. Look in front of you. Don't look behind you ever. Just keep looking forward. Congratulations,
Definitely will.
Kataleya. I just want to say thank you for being on my show. You're a great inspiration. And I take my hat off to you and my wig. So you have a great week, lady.
You too, and thank you also for having me. I it's always gratefully pleasant for me to get my story out because majority of the time it's being not heard, and it's because a lot of people sometimes don't want to hear it. But
Hmm.
I thank you. Thank you for your platform and giving me a chance to at least tell some of it. So thank you.
Wonderful. It was inspiring to me. You educated me on a lot, and I love the fact that it came from a 33-year-old entrepreneur making her way into the world of this fantastic world that we live in. Have fun, make your life count, and share it with others and just be fabulous and understand that you are an amazing individual.
Thank you.
And just look in the mirror. The way you look, you're beautiful. You pass that on to others. And just stay sweet, stay focused and driven. Until next time we meet, maybe on a bigger platform. But until then, stay sweet, stay safe, and have fun. Thank you, Kataleya.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I had on my show Miss Kataleya Davenport, all the way from Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach, Florida. She came on my show today just to talk about her experiences as a trans woman in the LGBTQ pronoun community. And I want to just say thank you to you guys out there. Hopefully you will watch and share her story. She had a lot of insight and inspiration and educational to a lot of us out there that were going through what she went through, but she found balance, time, and she's driven. And we just want to say thank you. And thank you for your story. And you guys have a great week, everybody. Stay safe and think positive. Think positive. We're doing okay now. Stay safe, people. Until next time, here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye, Kataleya.
Bye.